Hello, welcome everyone. My name's Gareth Snook. I'm the head of product for fraud solutions at SAS. I've been at SAS for about 4 years, leading our fraud solutions portfolio after working for about 18 years at a global leading bank, looking after the bank's investment in fraud solutions, including widespread use of SAS software. For this session, I'm going to cover how we are harnessing the power of AI and machine learning to maximize business outcomes for our customers and, importantly, as said earlier, their customers, with professional fraud models deployed in an AI-driven hybrid solution alongside business rules. The agenda for the session, I'm going to provide some background on SAS Fraud Solutions as a team and what we do. I'll be highlighting the benefits of using SAS-provided AI models within the fraud decisioning execution landscape. I'm going to show a quick demonstration of how easy it is to incorporate that SAS-provided model within that execution flow. And it is a short demo because I'm going to prove that it's very straightforward and simple. So let me just start with a bit of context on SAS Fraud Solutions and the scale of the transformation we've delivered over the past few years. For more than 15 years, SAS Fraud Management on SAS 9 has been and continues to be market leading. It powers some of the world's largest organizations, some sat right in front of me, providing a high-performance, real-time fraud risk solution capable of thousands of transactions per second. The enterprise solution has enabled banks to deploy analytical models alongside highly sophisticated business rules, make sub-second decisions responding in real time to threats, orchestrate complex data environments, enriching transactions with third-party intelligence to improve accuracy and outcomes. But the world has moved on, and as just shown on screen, we are moving on as well. Banks today operate with orders of magnitude more data, far more payment channels and fraud patterns that simply didn't exist a decade ago, or even a few years and months ago. Legacy approaches are just no longer enough. And that's why we've taken the next major leap forward with SAS Fraud Decisioning on SAS Via. Built to be cloud native, AI-driven and harnessing the power of SAS Via, Fraud Decisioning introduces automation, AI-driven decisioning and intelligent workflows. The result is not just better fraud detection, but dramatically higher productivity, faster innovation and the ability to adapt in real time as risk evolves. In short, SAS Fraud Decisioning isn't just an upgrade over SAS Fraud Management, it's a fundamental shift in how banks fight fraud in the modern era to amplify outcomes. So banks today are operating in a fundamentally different risk environment. Fraudsters are using AI to scale attacks faster than ever. Financial institutions are under growing pressure to protect customers, preserve trust, and run far more efficiently. And that's the context for our SAS Fraud Solutions product strategy, anchored on 3 pillars: performance, productivity, and trust. First, we focus on enterprise decisioning, giving banks integrated, highly performant, scalable capabilities to make the right decision in the moments that matter the most, across every channel interaction. And you heard this morning, and you'll hear us talk this week about FRAML, bringing together fraud and AML compliance solutions in a coherent and valuable way. Second, we're fighting AI-driven fraud with trusted SAS AI capabilities. It's an absolutely key word to us, that trust element. We combine machine learning, generative AI, and agentic, governed, transparent, and explainable, so institutions can move fast without sacrificing control or regulatory compliance. And third, we continue to innovate with deep financial crime fighting capabilities, embedding decades of SAS fraud expertise directly into solution content and configuration and accelerating time to value, enabling fraud and financial crime prevention at scale. And that's whether deployed on-prem or delivered as a solution. In short, our solution strategy ensures customers can outpace fraud, scale decisions, and protect trust today and into the future. This slide really goes into the heart of what differentiates SAS and why our value proposition is fundamentally different in the market. At the core, we start with data management. We make it easy to ingest, prepare, and orchestrate complex data using low and no code interfaces, so teams can focus on decisions and not plumbing. We then ensure nothing lives in isolation through native CI/CD pipelines. Models, rules, and decision logic are promoted consistently, monthly, across environments, enabling true industrial scale analytics and faster time to value. That's one of the key benefits of SAS fraud decisioning on VIA is that monthly release cycle that we're now adopting, and not the hot fix for those SAS fraud management customers out there, not the hot fix and large kind of major projects to get upgrades. A key differentiating model integration. We seamlessly embed advanced AI machine learning models, including open source in live decisions. This allows organizations to operationalize their best analytics wherever they're built without compromise. All of this runs on a single platform. Data, models, decisions coming together in SAS VIA, supporting the entire analytics lifecycle, from development and testing to deployment and monitoring. With comprehensive testing, organizations can validate decisions before they go live, reducing risk and increasing confidence. Once decisions are in production, reporting and visualizations provide clear insight into outcomes. That's what we want, better business outcomes. The business impact and strategic performance, turning execution into measurable results. And obviously, vitally important is governance. SAS delivers enterprise-grade control, AI governance over models with versioning, approval workflows, auditability, and critical for regulatory industries like financial services. Finally, we emphasize flexibility. Customers customize logic, customize models and their workflows to match their unique business and technical requirements today and as they evolve. We have a lot of capability out of the box, but we absolutely want to enable you to customize that for your particular workflows. Taken together, these capabilities aren't just features. They represent a modern decisioning platform for speed, intelligence, control, and trust at enterprise scale. So we've seen this slide a few times in the demos over the last couple of days. This slide really shows how SAS delivers that end-to-end portfolio for fraud and financial crimes. We help banks make fast, precise decisions that reduce fraud risk while meeting strict regulatory requirements. And across the top, we cover the full spectrum, from payments fraud, identity verification, through application fraud, watchlist screening, customer due diligence, and anti-money laundering. Underneath these problems are solved by SAS fraud decisioning, SAS real-time watchlist screening, and SAS anti-money laundering, all powered by SAS VIA. And you'll see a lot of these solutions demoed across these sessions this week. The result is a single high-performance ecosystem that scales decisions, improves consistency, and drives better outcomes across financial crime. The architecture slides really shows previously mentioned solutions and how those SAS delivers enterprise-wide fraud crime decisioning. We ingest data from across the organization, transactions, accounts, customers, and third-party intelligence in real time and in batch as needed. At the core is a unified decision and detection architecture, combining advanced analytics, business orchestration, scenario management to make consistent, high-quality decisions at scale. From there, we drive real-time actions, alerts, step-off authentications, blocks, while supporting investigation through visual analytics and investigator tooling. Again, all of this runs on SAS VIA together. It enables end-to-end fraud and financial crime management with performance, transparency, and enterprise control. So changing gears from architecture to being AI-driven. At SAS, we view AI as a journey, from prediction to generation to actions. So we start with predictive AI, using trusted data and proven analytics to forecast outcomes and drive better decisions. This is the foundation SAS has led for decades. We then extend that foundation with generative AI, enabling organizations to create content, insights and explanations, while keeping governance, transparency and control firmly in place. And now, as we hear a lot, we are moving to agentic AI, where intelligence doesn't just inform decisions, it acts. So these agents pursue goals, execute tasks, and adapt dynamically within enterprise guardrails. So together, SAS brings these three forms of AI together in a practical, trusted way, turning insight into actions at scale. In fraud specifically, we apply the AI journey in a very practical, high-impact way. So we start with predictive AI using real-time models to forecast fraud risk and identify threats before losses occur. We then layer in generative AI to amplify productivity, helping teams rapidly create fraud rules, decision logic, and insights, dramatically reducing time to value. And then we add in agentic AI, where the systems actively orchestrate data, provide recommendations, and triage alerts dynamically across channels. The result is fraud prevention that doesn't just detect risk, but predicts it, responds to it, and acts on it through SAS fraud decisioning. So moving into the deep dive topic for this session and the demo. So SAS uses predictive AI to fundamentally change outcomes. Traditionally, fraud detection has relied on rules alone. Static logic that's slow to adapt, expensive to maintain, and increasingly ineffective against modern, fast-changing fraud. As fraud patterns evolve, rules volumes explode, false positive rise, and teams struggle to keep up with the need to move forward. The right next step is an AI-driven hybrid approach, where predictive fraud models work alongside rules. SAS models provide real-time insight, real-time scores, providing likelihood of fraud threat. Using the model outcome, rules apply business control and explainability, together delivering better outcomes, faster decisions, and greater transparency. Diving deeper, early fraud prevention was very rules-based. Institutions relied on static, manual-crafted rules. If X and Y, then flag. These rules were built on expert intuition, past fraud cases, and simple, predefined thresholds, and very deterministic logic. They work very well for known and well-understood fraud patterns, and they provide transparency and control, which are absolutely critical in regulatory environments. But rules-only approaches don't scale with today's fraud landscapes. As volumes grew, hundreds, if not thousands of rules became difficult to maintain and manage. Very difficult to tune and govern. And to avoid missing fraud, thresholds were often set broadly, driving high false positives and inconsistent customer experiences across channels. More importantly, static rules are inherently reactive. They only detect what is already known, leaving organizations one step behind new fraud tactics. Fraud teams have to manually adjust thresholds and conditions after fraud patterns change, which creates an inherent lag between new attack techniques and effective coverage. And of course, fraudsters adapt faster than humans can manually update rules. That's why change was necessary. Modern environments demanded automated real-time risk assessment, a smarter, more predictive way to prioritize risk, reduce friction, and keep pace with rapidly evolving fraud. So that's why AI and machine learning models deployed alongside rules are the future of fraud decisioning. As I said, fraud evolves faster than static rules could ever keep up. And that's where AI and machine learning models fundamentally change this game. Rather than relying on one-dimensional thresholds, analytical models learn directly from large volumes of historical and real-time data. They analyze complex, non-linear relationships across transactions, devices, locations, behavioral patterns, and customer history. This allows models to detect subtle and evolving risk signals that would be nearly impossible to capture with handwritten rules. The result is consistently higher detection accuracy, not only for fraud scenarios, but also for new and previously unseen patterns. Another critical advantage is earlier and more precise detection. AI/ML models generate continuous probabilistic risk scores, not simple yes or no decisions. That allows organizations to intervene before losses occur, rather than reacting after fraud has already happened. That precision matters not just for loss prevention, but for the customer experience. Static rules often tune conservatively to avoid misses, which lead to high false positives, blocking legitimate transactions and frustrating your good customers. By incorporating behavior monitoring and profiling and real-time context, models are far better at distinguishing between risky and trustworthy behavior. The outcome is fewer false declines, fewer unnecessary step-ups, and smoother customer journeys. An important point, and this is where leading organizations differentiate themselves, the most effective fraud strategies do not position AI/ML models as competing approaches to just business rules. They adopt a hybrid decisioning model with both. In this environment, AI/ML models are responsible for what they do best, generating real-time fraud risk scores based on complex signals and patterns. These scores represent the probability of fraud, not a fixed decision. Business rules then do what they do best, providing governance, policy control, and compliance. Rules interpret model outputs, apply thresholds, regulatory constraints, and business objectives, and determine the final action, approve, challenge, decline, or route to investigation. Organisations will achieve faster and more consistent decisions at scale, improve fraud detection accuracy, and lower operational overheads with models. And customers experience fewer disruptions, and fraud teams gain confidence that strategies can evolve without sacrificing control. And this is where SAS brings a unique advantage. With 50 years of analytics expertise, decades of financial crime domain knowledge, and leadership in real-time decisioning, SAS helps institutions operationalize advanced analytics in a way that's trusted, scalable, and governed by design. SAS fraud decisioning is built to support this hybrid best practice, helping organisations move beyond rule-only approaches to intelligent, real-time fraud decisioning that's both powerful and trusted. So going into detail about how SAS can help you, by providing out-of-the-box fraud models. SAS sells two types of models. Firstly, SAS consortium industry models, using market intelligence and data from our customers to create models ready for day one return on investment. You buy the software, install the software, use that model. It's on the most common use cases and fraud threats, such as e-commerce and wires. One of our consortium models I'm just about to use in the demonstration. I will note consortium models do rely on all of you and all of your organizations by signing up to make the world a better, safer place by sharing data. So please do share your data and talk to your organizations about how you can do that. This isn't PII data, this isn't restricted data that we need. We need this data to make the models better for everyone. It's transactional data, it's known fraud flags. So yes, I will bang that drum forever until you're all signed up for it. Secondly, SAS professional models, written for more advanced threats in mind, trained on your specific data for your specific needs. All of our models are regularly updated and pushed to you as part of the CI/CD delivery. So this isn't something you have to request. You don't have to speak to us about retraining. We will retrain your models and push them to you. We'll get them into your hands, into the software, so you can run them as champion challenger in your solutions. So SAS fraud decisioning and SAS fraud decisioning models are GA today. So please do speak to some of us about how we can help you get these into your decision process to amplify your outcomes. Okay, so I'm going to move on and show how simple it is to register, deploy, and use a SAS model in your decision execution. So what you're about to see is the end-to-end journey from analytics to action in SAS fraud decisioning. So we begin in SAS Via and navigate to SAS Model Manager, which acts as the system of record for analytical assets. Model Manager loads, and we see no registered models. We first need to select where we're going to be able to register the model, i.e. the location that rules engine will be able to go and execute from. Selecting today the detection model repository for fraud, where right now no models are showing in that location, but we'll change that. Next, we'll explore and select the model itself from the local machine and choose it to import. So once imported, we see within Model Manager the model, a consortium payments fraud model built specifically this one for the threats facing Latin America. And it's written in SAS DS2, as you can see. So we can dig into the model and we'll see the source code type, DS2, written for SAS detection architecture. We see the high-level model properties within there. And we see the full model definition, including the variable definitions. So once we're happy with the deployment, we navigate to now SAS detection architecture, where all the rules are maintained. All within Via, this side menu pops out for all of the tools within Via. The create new rule interface is presented, so let's call our new rule high model risk score, and select the transaction population that's going to run through this model. So you can be very specific about what goes through this. We'll select global today, but actually with this one being a Latin America model, when we get to that stage, we would choose that data. let's save that. Okay, so now we're at the rule code panel. I'm going to show this in a demo tomorrow, how we write rules, and we'll use the rule code including reference to the registered model a couple of minutes ago. The rule is set to decline any transaction when the model scores high, and we click save. So that then can go through testing and validation and pushed into production, but we are now referencing that consortium model. So simple as that. So as I say, a very straightforward demo, but we're there now, we're live now with that model in the execution flow, and we can run our business. So what you're seeing is an integrated workflow from model registration to deployment to rule definition, all on SAS Via, all within SAS fraud decisioning. Okay, so as we close, this slide really answers the question of why SAS and what questions you all should consider this week and moving forward where AI can be valuable to you. So independent benchmarking shows SAS Via delivering outcomes that matter at an enterprise level. And SAS isn't just about speed or cost, it's about trusted AI at scale. And SAS gives the ability to move faster without compromising transparency, governance, or data privacy. While others optimize for experimentation, SAS is optimized for production-grade analytics, where models, rules, and decisions operate reliably and under regulatory scrutiny. So the call to action here is clear. Do read the Future In report, it's excellent. Let's double down on SAS fraud solutions, accelerate the time to value by using them, and reduce the total cost of ownership, and give us a sustainable, governed AI foundation, not just for today, but for what comes next. Thank you all very much for the time today. I can answer some questions now. We do have some time, but me and the team are all at the financial services booth, right at the front of the room. So happy to go through any questions there or now. So thank you very much, everyone.